From badass ancestor to secret authors and population increase. Hello, Magi here, and welcome back to another episode of Interesting Touhou Facts. This series where I talk about facts from Touhou that I find either fun, unusual, or simply interesting. So without further ado, let's begin the Interesting Touhou Facts number 67. Number 5. I want to talk about the Tsukumo Sisters as their backstory is kinda cool. Just in case you didn't know, Benben and Yatsuhashi were merely an instrument used by others in the outside world, but eventually they came to Gensokyo. When the miracle mallet was used, its magical power flooded into them and they both became Tsukumogami at around the same time. However, they quickly learned where their power was coming from, the Shining Needle Castle, and decided to overthrow society as tools, like Seiji did as well. And the outcome? Well, they got their asses handed to them by either Reimu, Marissa, or Sakuya. So much for overthrowing society. Now here's where the cool part comes into play. So during the main game and extra stage, they were approached by Raiko. Now she explained what had happened and way out of their situation. The issue was that the two had learnt that their powers were coming from the magical mallet. The moment the mallet stopped giving out powers, they would return to ordinary objects. And clearly they did not want to return like that. So they were able to replace the magical powers they were using to live from the magical mallet to ones from the outside world. Now it's awesome that they were able to get out of that tricky situation, but the thing I want to know is, what powers from the outside world did they use? Since they're using powers from the outside world to exist, I wonder what that is, or am I simply not understanding it properly? Either way, props on them for finding the solution. Number 4. So the kappas are something I want to talk about as I noticed something as I was reading one of the print works that I wanted to bring to your attention. So in Forbidden Scrollery chapter 29 page 16, Nidori is talking with Mamizo when Nidori brings up about the population increasing. Now that part caught my attention. It's increasing, but how? From my understanding of yokai, correct me if I'm wrong because there's a good chance I could be mistaken, but yokai need humans' faith or belief in order to exist. Without it, they're kinda screwed, which is why Gensokyo was built. Could what Nidori said mean that there are still more kappa in the outside world that are still coming into Gensokyo, or are they reproducing in the more biological sense? Just like the last one, I ain't too sure on what the answer is and I'm curious to see what you guys think. I swear this feels like it should belong in the talk/theory video, but oh well. Got to fill up the spot somehow. Number 3. So, if you didn't know, Suiko is pretty bloody tough. How tough we talking here? Well, she possesses more strength than your average Oni. She has super strength. A little overkill, but whatever. IL, who has probably seen or heard of nearly every yokai at this point, once referred to Suiko as simply the most powerful yokai in Gensokyo. Holy shit! That's pretty damn impressive. But again, that doesn't mean there aren't others that could be nearly equal to her power. She is still thought of as the most strongest/most powerful yokai in Aya's opinion. Just to explain, we might want to take Aya's opinion with a grain of salt. Why exactly? Well, it's because she's a Tengu, who were once subordinates to the Oni. At the time of Silent Sinner, among the people that Reimu knows, it seems that she had the greatest super strength, but she admits that Yugi might be physically stronger than she is. Well, shit. Remind me not to be near you two if you decide a fist fight. She once uttered, "In my swarm of pandemonium, in the foregathering of Oni, no mere human or yokai can withstand." The humans make sense, but if not even yokais, who are already physically stronger than humans, can't handle it, then maybe we should be wary of Suiko. So long as you don't take her gourd, you should be fine. Hopefully, anyway. Number 2. For those who've been keeping up with this series, you might remember a person named Agatha Christie. To refresh your memory, she's a world-renowned author, and Zune liked her book so much that some of his characters are references to Agatha's work, like Flandre, Alice, Letty, and Medicine. The cool thing is that not even Agatha Christie was safe from Touhou. So in Forbidden Squirrelry chapter 40, the villagers are talking about a murder, which Reimu heard and rushed over to learn what was going on. She later learned that the conversation was based on a novel, and Reimu headed to Kozuzu's shop. There, Kozuzu tells Reimu that a mystery novel was made for Gensokyo, and its author is from Gensokyo as well. Kozuzu says that the author is Agatha Christie. There is a little spoiler for this next part, so if you want to skip it, go ahead, I don't blame you. Well, if you didn't sleep, then you want to know what I'm going to say. Well, we later learn who this Agatha Christie is, and it's none other than a Q. The first time I read this chapter, I was like, Zune, you cheeky little bastard! I saw what you did there. If it wasn't obvious to begin with, then you'll know now. He really likes Agatha Christie's works. Number 1. Not too long ago, we talked about the Miracle Mallet. Would you believe me that there's even more facts regarding this crazy hammer? To start off, let's talk about the OG wielder of it. Izan Boshi was a legendary Oni slayer. Well shit, now I'm curious to see how he would fare against the Onis, but more specifically Suiko or Yugi. Anyway, another thing to note is that Shameimaru is a descendant of this supposed Oni slayer. You gotta remember, he's an Inchling too. The fact that he got his title while being that small, that's fucking impressive. Regardless, he obtained the Miracle Mallet from them. At first, he only used its wish-granting powers to make himself bigger and to get himself a princess. That's one way of using it. He thought that since the Miracle Mallet was an Oni's tool, using it recklessly would cause his own ruin. At least he was wary of such a powerful weapon as to not abuse it. Several generations later, this particular mindset was all but gone in the minds of most Inchlings. Well, so much for not abusing it. One of his descendants decided to use it again in order to live in luxury, thus breaking the taboo. However, the descendant wished for a grand castle and to rule over the Inchling people. In that moment, the Shining Needle Castle appeared and the mallet's power ran out. Shortly after, the price of using the mallet's power manifested itself. The entire castle turned upside down, and they presumably descended into Gensokyo afterwards and joined the Oni, also leading to the eventual forgetting of the Inchlings by those living in the outside world. Afterwards, the mallet was never spoken of again. Nice going, asshole. This is why we can't have nice things. Before the main events of DDC, Shameimaru was a normal Inchling living in the Shining Needle Palace, unaware as to the history of the Inchling race, as well to the Miracle Mallet. However, Seiya approached her, and the rest is history, with Seiya lying pretty much. I got to say, with Shameimaru being a descendant of a legendary Oni slayer, I really want to see her matched up against Suiko or Yugi. Let's see if she has any of that Oni slaying blood in her. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Which facts were your favorite? Are you curious to know how the Kappa population is growing? Did you laugh when you learned that Zune brought Agatha into Gensokyo through a Q? Or would you love to see Shameimaru face down some Onis? Like always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and subscribe, or else you may be the latest victims in those mystery novels. Either way, this is Magi, and thanks again for watching.